Elon Musk asks, what should Twitter do next? To which Original Y says, bring back Alex Jones. To which Elon Musk says, no. Just no. I don't think that's what people were expecting, guys.
I agree.
No. Certainly that crowd of free speech, Alex Jones crowd, certainly we're not expecting that.
Well, literally what he said he was going to do was change the policy of Twitter to be based on the law in the US, which is not, Alex Jones wasn't banned for breaking the law, I don't believe. So can you just go to Elon's page and I want to look at his post about so here we go. New Twitter policy is freedom of speech, but not freedom of reach.
Sorry.
Go back.
Yeah, it's gone.
He deleted that?
No, there was one above it that was deleted.
New Twitter policy is freedom of speech, but not freedom of reach. Negative/hate tweets will be max deboosted and demonetized, so no ads or other revenue to Twitter. You won't find the tweet unless you specifically seek it out, which is no different from the rest of the internet. Note, this applies just to individual tweet, not the whole account. Kathy Griffin, Jordan Peterson, and Babylon B have been reinstated. Trump decision has not yet been made. So, it's interesting because when people first said, well, when are you going to unban everybody? And he goes, oh, well, we're going to put together a content moderation board, and we're not going to make any decisions until we have the content moderation board.
Yep.
And then it's like, there's no board that I can tell that has made this decision. Maybe there is, but we don't know about it. And he's also saying that the new Twitter policy is freedom of speech. But has the policy changed? Like, is there actually a new terms of service that has been published? Right. I don't know about it. So what do you think?
Yeah, I mean, like he promised transparency. There's a lot of promises he's made, bring back the banned accounts, transparency. It's essentially letting people understand the rules in which Twitter operates, which has historically been very difficult for a lot of people. But yeah, I agree with you, Bill. I mean, this is kind of goes sideways of what he initially was proposing. I mean, it's good to see that the B's back. It's good to see that Jordan Peterson's back. And Kathy Griffin, fine. He misspelled her name, I think, which is funny. But I think he misspelled Jordan too, didn't he?
Probably on purpose.
Yeah,
probably.
He did. Wow, he misspelled both. He misspelled Jordan.
It's good to see that they're back, but there's a ton of accounts that have fallen prey to the same.
But saying Trump's decision has not been made, I mean, it's just like, this is games. These are games. These are mind games.
Yeah.
This is completely, inconsistent. Like, oh, this person's unbanned. This person's not unbanned. I mean, I think this is a huge blow to the credibility
of the rules of showing us the rules.
Yeah, telling us I think the reason you haven't seen any new policy or any actual policy changes, when he states that the Twitter freedom of speech, that tweet, he's saying that nothing's changed. Like, he's sticking with the same policy they already had, which is saying that anything that's hate speech is demonetized and put to the bottom.
Yeah, but that's not the existing.
No, he hasn't changed the policy, I don't think, around hate speech.
Yeah, but that stuff was getting taken off the site before, not just demonetized and deboosted.
Yeah.
So,
but I mean, he
still is.
Yeah. That is shadow banning, though.
The point being, as far as we know, the Twitter policy hasn't changed since he took over, and that policy has banned countless people for misinformation, hate speech, or alleged misinformation.
Yeah, we have no reason to believe it's changed. I saw something from Matt Walsh that was like, he just posted something, saying something about what is a woman, and his post got censored, and he said something.
Yeah, that was just a couple days ago.
Yeah, and he's like, Twitter hasn't changed at all.
No. So, this whole thing of just saying Twitter is free speech without actually publishing a new policy it's just not. It's not legitimate.
I agree. I think the people have to understand the rules of the game in order to abide by them. And like I said, it's good to see these accounts back. But what about the countless number of other accounts that have been banned for reasons that they don't know? And what's the plan to bring them back on if there is one still? And
that's the thing. That's kind of what I was expecting, that they were actually going to organize more of a macro plan for the whole network, which was a reasonable thing for him to say. Like, look, we're not, we need to be consistent with this. It's not just for like these random users. We're going to put together a board. We're going to put together a new process, new policy. And, you would expect that on a day like today, it could have been like a huge thing. Like literally maybe like 1 million people might be unbanned at one time.
Yeah.
But instead, he just selects a few people, spells their name wrong, and there's no actual change. So, yeah, I mean, I was, willing to give time, but these are definitive statements. So he would have to completely walk this back in order to earn credibility, for free speech. I mean, I'm trying to remember what the exact reason for the Alex Jones ban was. Do you remember?
I can look. No, I don't. I can look it up real quick. But I remember it was all the tech companies came together in the same day and banned them. And I think it was tied to Sandy Hook stuff, but I'll look real quick.
Yeah, it might have been tied to Sandy Hook. But yeah, it was a coordinated or seemingly coordinated effort across all platforms when he got banned. The same thing happened with Trump, but I would be curious if Twitter even gave him a reason for that ban.
Yeah,
or if it was like generally like, we just want Alex Jones off. Well, put it this way. Alex Jones, love him or hate him, is on Minds.
Yeah.
Minds.com/Infowars is there. Alex is over there too. Paul Joseph Watson is over there. And, obviously the Sandy Hook stuff was overboard, but like, it doesn't discredit everything the guy's ever said, nor does it mean that he doesn't deserve a platform to speak. And this whole process is just feeding into the division and polarization, and it's making the problem worse by these kind of arbitrary, oh, you can be here but you can't be here. It's like, this isn't a judgment call on people's character. We need a coherent strategy for speech on the internet. This isn't an emotional issue. You may hate Alex Jones, it doesn't matter.
I agree.
Yeah. And yeah, based on what I'm reading here, Bill, it was, all the companies, iTunes, Facebook, Spotify, YouTube, removed him from the platforms, stating that he violated their hate speech policies. That's the reason they gave him.
Violated hate speech policies.
Yeah, and this is what's a little concerning here. I mean, even in Elon's tweet here, negative hate tweets. Hate, okay, you can maybe make a case for hate, like defining it, but negative, what is like all of Twitter is negative, like
it's like, okay, so are you gonna be demoted, Elon?
Exactly.
Are you demoting yourself with half of your tweets?
Exactly. So it's like, really got to pick your language clearly.
Wow. Yeah. It's very sloppy.
Yeah.
Unbelievable.
It's hard to find positive things on Twitter sometimes. And yeah, and sometimes if it's something that you don't personally agree with, you may view it as negative, but a ton of other people may view it as positive. So
yeah, what if it's like negative about nuclear war?
Exactly. Or
what if you're like, nuclear war sucks?
Yeah.
I hate nuclear. I hate nuclear war.
Yeah.
Are you gonna get demoted? How are they gonna understand your context and your tone?
Yeah, so I agree with you, Bill. I think this is a big misstep. I think they should have thought this out a little bit more. And I'm all for Elon going out there and flying off the cuff on some things, but like when it comes to policy, he needs to like really take into account everyone that's using the platform, you know, when it comes to policy. And I was hoping that this would be the first time we'd see a actual free speech policy that kind of mirrors what Minds has. Yeah, I mean, this does not look great.
It's just so wild that in the same tweet that he is unbanning Babylon Bee, Jordan Peterson, Kathy Griffin, that it's like it's all in vain. It's like he's not winning with it. I mean, and this is what he likes. I think to a certain degree, he's been saying this. He's like, I want to piss off the left and the right equally, which is what he's doing here. But it's like, yeah, it's a very, it's not a, it doesn't feel like a principled strategy. Like he's playing games. He's just trying, like, why is your goal to piss both sides off? Your goal shouldn't be to piss both sides off equally. Your goal should be to have first principles about how the network is operating and build from there. And, you know, you're gonna, based on that, piss off people from both sides most likely. But, you know, there are people who support free speech on both sides.
Yep.
And there are people who don't on both sides. So, you know, you can still achieve that result by being principled, but this seems like he's backing into it in kind of like an odd way.
Yeah,
so,
yeah, totally. Max deboosted, get just like, for me, that's definitely sends off red flags, you know, because that is shadow banning. You know, he is saying things that we don't like, we will
exactly
max the boost, and it only sets you up for problems, you know.
Right, and the open source algorithms that he's been talking about have not even been discussed. Like, to even bring up, he asked the question, if you scroll down a little bit, where he was like, what should Twitter do next?
Yep.
There you go. Click on that. So, yeah, you can't see our reply here, but it's like, well, dude, Twitter should do what you said you were gonna do. Like, why are you at? I mean, Twitter should encrypt messages. Twitter should open source the algorithm. Twitter should, you know, have a free speech policy. So that's not it. But
sorry,
go back.
So I'll go to tweets and replies. There we go.
Yeah,
there we go.
Yeah, there you go. The things that you said you were going to do with love, I might add.
Yeah, with love.
I said that. And so, yeah, I mean, he hasn't mentioned the algorithms because I don't know why, but he's seen them now. He knows what has been happening with the shadow banning, hasn't said a word about it. And now he's going on to say that you're going to be max deboosted if you know, are negative. So,
right.
I don't know. I do want to give him the benefit of the doubt because I want to be on Team Elon, and I am in a number of ways. But, like, you know, I've been defending him amid, you know, all of this erratic behavior, because I agree with you, Sean, that, you know, this style is refreshing. It's like, do it live.
Yep.
Have you seen the O'Reilly segment? We're doing it live.
We're gonna do it live. Yeah.
Have you seen that before?
Yeah. Yeah.
I love that.
I can do it live. Yeah.
So
yeah, and that's I agree, you know, and I think
like being transparent, like, this is a level of transparency. He's literally just, and this is how I operate, you know, similarly on Minds. Like, I'm constantly talking to users, seeing what people want, you know, being spontaneous, and like, that's all good. But, like, again, I mean, it's just like he knows first principles too. So I don't get it.
I don't think we can take the sort of Andy Kaufman effect out of all of this. Like, whether or not we're on Team Elon or not, it's like, let's not take out of account that he's actually smart enough to know exactly what's going on. I think he's fucking with everybody. And that's honestly maybe his ultimate goal. Like he's wealthy enough to be able to fuck with people on a level that nobody in the past has. And the way that he's flip-flopping on a lot of things is just, to me, he's like he's an Andy Kaufman if Andy Kaufman was a millionaire or a billionaire.
I would like to give him that credit, but I don't know if I can. I mean,
I think he's an amateur Andy Kaufman. Like he wants to be this like global comedian. He's actually not that funny, but he's doing it by like fucking with everybody. I don't think we can get on his team or off his team. I'm just accepting as being.
I like that. Yeah, it shouldn't. It's not on or off. It's always like shades of gray in terms of
like putting a grain of salt on him, almost the same way you do with Donald Trump, with the way Trump would tweet and like say shit all the time. It's like you keep a grain of salt on it. It's like this guy knows what he's doing, you know? Like
I know, but when he starts to attack, first of all, what he said he was going to do, like that makes me feel slightly manipulated.
For sure.
And I mean, you know, because don't talk about transparency, privacy, and you know, free speech and not follow through. That's just not cool. And it's kind of like a ploy to get everybody on your side, and then you know you never do it. Very similar with how
politicians.
With Tesla, there was just like this whole press thing like 5 years ago where it was like, oh, Tesla open sourced their battery, and it was all BS. Yeah. You know, they basically decided not to sue people who were competing with them on patents, but they didn't open source the battery. They didn't open source the blueprints for how to build a Tesla or any of the software related to Tesla. So it was like and then yesterday, Elon tweets, Twitter's like open source news.
Yeah.
It's like he's using the language. He's using the language. Wants it, but he's not it. So it's really fascinating.
Right?
Well, and here we are talking about it. And meanwhile, Twitter is getting all-time high traffic. So it is a troll. It's like people complaining about Twitter on Twitter. We're talking about it, you know, like
exactly.
Yeah, but I think there's a lot of principled people that, you know, I think they will back people, you know, if they're standing by their principles. But as soon as they see that, you know, they are kind of going away from their first principles, I think he will lose a lot of respect. So yeah, he can troll people and make people upset, but I think there's going to be, you know, there's a lot of people with principled stances. I really wanted to see him come in and create a policy that would represent America and like our free speech and if he's unwilling to do that, and if it's just going to be a joke, well, I think you will see people.
Click on the Alex Jones was right tag. I want to see that. That's funny. Trending hashtag. Yeah. That's So it looks like Alex Jones was right. Liberty South Media. Keep going. Right. So, you know, this is what people are saying.
And that's the crazy thing. Like when you see, I don't know if you guys have seen the Alex Jones was right memes. Like there are a lot of things he was actually right about. He wasn't always the best at communicating the topics, but a lot of the things he says have been right, you know.
Go to Minds. Go to Minds for a second and put just search Alex Jones.
On Minds.
On Minds. Yeah. No, not well. No.
Well, yeah.
No, go back. No, go to search. Search Alex Jones. You clicked on something else.
Yeah, I did.
Don't click enter. Let it populate. There. Wait, the second one. It's the second one. The second one.
The Alex Jones channel.
Yeah. So here he is. What's his most recent tweet? Oh, he hasn't. Wait, keep going down. Oh yeah, that was pinned. So, what's going on with InfoWars today? Canadian government praying to euthanize children without. Okay, that's always fun. That's one of those things where it's like, okay, really? I mean, click on it. Let's fact check this a little bit.
Do you want me to click on it? Okay.
I don't know. I mean,
well, it just brings it.
Canadian government medical stuff.
euthanasia program. See, you know, this is where you get
agenda, and it's specifically targeting impressionable children who view death as a viable treatment for whatever ails them.
This is ridiculous.
Oh, look at that! There's a
Dude.
child hanging.
but again,
Oh, come on, dude.
Man,
oh,
that's bad.
We're probably gonna get kicked off of YouTube for that. That's fine. But I mean, but again, do you agree with it?
I
mean,
know that's the thing. I mean, I don't have. It's like I don't have an issue with him saying that. I don't even know. There's probably some grain of truth to the program, and then he's sensationalizing it. Yep. But absolutely, as long as it's not illegal, like it deserves to exist. So
exactly.
Cool. Anything else you guys want to touch on?
We got some guests coming up next week. So we have Josie, the redheaded libertarian, coming on. We have Libby Emmons from the Post Millennial. And we have Carrie Smith, I believe, Chrissy Meyer, stand-up Chrissy Meyer up next week. So yeah, I'm excited for those shows.
Nice.
Excellent.
Good stuff, guys.
All right. Thank you.